Hello and welcome to Tulsa by Night presents Neon Arcadia, a cyberpunk duet. Hello, my name is Scott. I'll be the game master for the day, and I am joined by my really good friend Yari. Yari, who's playing Komodo.
Mm-hmm. And Komodo, like me, is the medic, so plenty of jargon.
Like, we could really be like solos or anything like that.
Yeah.
All right. Just a quick recap of our last game. Moto and Knuckles met at the bar, really, really drunk, which was very comical. Went to
Oh, indeed.
back to Komodo's place, found out that it was broken into, and then answered a call, and got into a pretty serious firefight.
Yeah, and Komodo's not looking so good. She's gonna need some time to work on herself
Yeah,
physically.
I hear that. Well, we are going to pick up at the scene of that firefight. Start one world.
What was that?
Oh, sorry, that took forever. I had to restart my map program.
Oh, yeah, no worries.
Okay. With the heavy smell of spent gunpowder and blood thick in the area, you looked to see why there were so many street vipers in the area. There are two horribly mutilated bodies, their cyberware ripped out with little care for the bodies that they came from. There is little that you can do for these people that you came here to help. You can hear the gasps of the several street vipers trying to catch their last breaths through bullet-ridden lungs. A hand reaches up a hand touches your shoulder. It's Komodo. As she's looking at you, and she's like, "Oh my God, you're shot."
Yeah. Yeah, I am.
Here. Let me try to patch you up.
Okay. Knuckles, check and see if those people have any vital signs. Would you?
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks. And Komodo will attempt to help Tunes with patching her up as well. Patching herself up, I should say.
So it's either the sight of blood, or it's the sight of it's either the sight of blood, or it's the sight of your blood. But Tunes is her hands just they're shaking so bad that she's trying to patch you up, but she's failing miserably.
Hey, hey, calm down. Okay, I'm not dead. Not yet. Okay.
And
Komodo puts her hand on Komodo's and just holds it for a second and looks at her.
she's looking up at you, and you can see that she's trying to fight back tears, both of shame for not being able to help you in this exact moment, and just the overall just that overall sheer trauma of this firefight.
Yeah. Okay. Tunes. Um, just go help Knuckles. I'll do what I can. Okay.
Okay, and she puts her head down, and she kind of just walks away slowly.
Okay. Ooh, all
Then
right.
then from you, if you want to, I will need a first aid roll, but that will
Mhm.
be at but that will actually be at a -2, because you are, because again, you are seriously wounded.
Yeah. Okay. Just a second. Let me grab my rolling table, which I foolishly did not grab yet.
Oh, it's okay. You actually pulled out some D10s and some D6s, so I have
Okay.
real dice, digital ones.
All right. And I need to roll a d10 and meet what?
You that is a you're gonna need to roll a 13 or higher.
13. Okay. Right. That was a 16,
Okay.
including the -2.
All right. So with that,
I think you cut out. Yeah, I can't hear you right now.
okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay.
Loud.
All right. So with that, and of course the storm is picking back up again, so that might have something to do with it.
Yeah, it's starting to pick back up again over here too.
Oh, I know. Trying to game in Oklahoma, sometimes it's not easy.
Trying to do anything in Oklahoma is not easy. Be a metalhead, get called a Satanist,
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Okay. So you have patched yourself up. You're still hurt. It's gonna take time for those wounds to heal, but it's
Mhm.
not gonna get any worse.
Okay.
And at this point in time, but when you get done, you see you kind of see Knuckles. He's now sitting here. He's now going through the saddlebags of a motorcycle.
Anything interesting?
Uh, I think I know why we're here.
Oh,
Yeah, either them two tore up things, we're in the wrong place at the wrong time. Oh, they're dead, by the way.
okay.
Or either they were the ones delivering this or trying to buy it.
Buy what?
Why don't you come over here and take a look?
Komodo kind of gestures over to Tunes as she walks over to the bike too.
And in the saddlebags, in each bag is 35 inhalers, and all of them say mist on it.
That definitely explains quite a bit.
So, what do you want to do with this shit? I mean, it's quite a, one, someone's probably going to come looking for that. Two, I don't know. But I'll let you decide. I'm going to go see what I can find see if I can piece anything together from the body, from these assholes we lit up.
Yeah, thank you, Knuckles.
So he walks off and he's just kind of doing this thing, checking stuff. You do hear him go, oh. You do kind of hear him say this, huh. Guess we didn't do a proper job on you. And then you hear a loud gunshot ring out, and he bends down and starts going through their pockets.
Sounds good. Tunes,
Yes?
do you think there's any way that the pharmaceutical company that we're up against right now is responsible for manufacturing mist? From what you've seen in the net?
Honestly, I haven't seen anything like that, but I don't know. It's possible, but it could be. I mean, kind of makes sense.
Komodo reaches down into one of the saddlebags and just tosses one of the inhalers over to Tunes. And it's like, I'm not familiar with these particular companies, so I don't know their manufacturing process. Does this look like anything that they typically use that you may know of or can look up really quick?
And as she's looking at this, and she's just she kind of pulls it apart, and she's looking at it like, there is some information on this. I'll have to do some more research.
Okay. Is there a serial number inside the case? Because if there's a serial number, then we can find who's manufacturing these cases. May not be the same people that are making the drug itself, but at least we'll have an idea of who to keep an eye out for, because there's definitely multiple companies at play here. I'm not sure if this is like some rivalry thing that we're getting in the middle of, or some just a street drug that one of their scientists started making after they got fired or something. I don't know. But this is definitely being mass produced. This is too much for like a single closed operation.
Yeah, I agree. Something isn't right here.
Yeah, this has to be systemic. Knuckles, have you found anything useful on any of them?
I did find, he walks in, it's like, I don't know, you might want to look at these, and he tosses, Toon's 2 agents. and he's kind of swinging around a katana.
Nice. New weapon?
This is a piece of
Or are you gonna
shit.
sell it?
This is a piece of shit. I think what we need to do is grab all these weapons. We might be able to sell them. Get some cash.
Yeah, sounds like yeah. We should probably do something with this bike too.
And then he's like, yeah, we are going to do something with that bike. As he walks over and just kind of, he walks over and kind of, starts checking it out, throws his legs over, fires it up, and goes, yeah, finders keepers.
Makes sense. Question is, do we leave the bag here, or do we take it for analysis?
Hey, you're the medic here, not me. So
I don't have access to any equipment to do any kind of analysis that I'd like to do. Tunes is, I'm sorry, hon, I kind of got to lean on you for this. She says and kind of leans forward onto the bike a bit because she is definitely still not feeling good after getting shot. Like, she's not getting any worse, but she's not getting any better very quickly.
And
she's getting very tired just talking.
Yeah. And that's when Knuckles looks to Tunes and says, hey, why don't you, I'm going to get Komodo back to her apartment. Why don't you meet us there?
Is she gonna be safe on her own?
Tunes is already popping up a number. And you can hear a vehicle pull up. And it's combat cab.
Fantastic.
As they take off, leaving you and Knuckles to venture to wherever it is you're going to go.
Yep. All right. How do you want to do this?
The only way to make sure that we do this right is he just kind of, if you'll let him, he'll kind of guide you to like kind of sit in front of him on the, it is uncomfortable, but you're kind of like straddling the tank, but that's just making sure that, you are secured in between his arms.
Yeah, that works for her. She kind of leans back against him and lets out a shaky breath because she's been in pretty incredible pain because she patched herself up, but she didn't give herself any fucking painkillers.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to wrap up this scene. Let's go ahead and return to Komodo's apartment.
Hell yeah.
All right. So as you're back in your apartment, you have chemicals you have things that, you know, you can kind of start throwing stuff together. If you want to, like, maybe start building some, like, start building yourself maybe a, I'm going to say that, you know, they that you learned over time how to quickly, you know, throw some chemicals together and, you know, make maybe like something that, like, something to help you out.
Yeah. Cocktail drug.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's definitely going to throw one of those together.
Okay. Roll a d10, roll a d10, add 6 to it, and I need you to beat a 13.
Okay. 15.
That's higher than a 13. You are able to put all this together, and you're able to put that into a type of syringe, and you're like, hit yourself with it. Add your body and your will together, and up your hit points by that amount. While you were cooking, Toons arrives, and she sits down at the table and starts going over these agents.
Okay. You said add will and body together?
Yes.
And then add that to my hit points?
Recover that amount.
Recover that? Okay. Yeah. She's going to sigh, give a huge sigh of relief.
And now comes the part of healing that it's, you know, it's going to take time for this to heal.
Yeah.
And you can, when you're done with that, you're looking at Toons, and she's looking at this agent, and she's got this look of frustration on her face.
What's up?
This phone, this agent, has some serious ice on it, and it shouldn't have this kind of ice on it. This is going to take me some time to crack.
Would my computer help?
And you can see that she's tapping at something that's on her arm. She's just kind of tapping on it. And she's like, "Oh, no. This is my cyber deck. Okay. Your computer. No.
Hey, I don't know shit about what you do, bro. I'm just offering to be helpful. Oh. As far as I'm concerned, you're genius at this shit."
And she's like, she just kind of nods, and she's more focused on the task at hand.
Mm-hmm. Thanks for the ride over, Knuckles.
Yeah, no problem.
How are you feeling? Did you get hit too bad? Did either of you get hit bad?
You can look at Knuckles, and you can see that his armor did take a beating. As he's like, I'm gonna have to get this shit fixed.
Nothing punched through your skin though?
Oh, nothing that, a couple days rest and, a few cans of Smash ain't gonna fix.
Fair enough.
But I think let's just kind of work on. I'm gonna go work. I'm gonna go call a fixer buddy of mine. See if we can find ourselves a night market coming up soon.
Yeah, I could use quite a bit of equipment. Sounds good.
All right. And so several days is going to pass by as Tunes is working, Knuckles is working. You can have now over the time we can have conversations. Because there are times where Tunes just kind of sets it down in frustration and is just kind of walking, pacing around the apartment. There are times where Knuckles is just kind of sitting on the couch, playing with a knife. No one is frustrated with each other. It's just they're working their, things in Night City moves at night when Night City wants it to, not when.
Yeah. Not when you desperately need it to.
Yes.
Komodo probably feels a bit out of her depth here. She doesn't know the schedules in Night City. She's not as familiar with everyone and everything here as Knuckles and Tunes are, so she probably sits on her computer and just tries to do as much general reading on the corpse as she possibly can.
Okay.
On Night City, just to try and get better oriented. Because when she first came here, she never anticipated any of this happening.
So, what is it that
she just be good enough and a powerful enough medic to maybe get her parents out of jail?
Okay. So, what is it that Komodo is looking for exactly?
She is looking up these pharmaceutical companies' past projects. She's looking up their past involvement in the corpse wars, if any that they had, which they probably did. Just anything relevant anything that she feels is relevant to what she needs to know. So she's looking through their open source, like pharmaceutical shit. She doesn't understand all of the pharmaceutical stuff, but she's looking through it to try and draw connections. She's checking the manufacturer on the inhaler, the aerosolizers.
Okay.
For the mist, trying to see if she can match anything about that particular case to any of the companies in Night City that she's looking through, particularly the one that they already know is after them. Just she's trying to be helpful in her own way, but she knows that Tunes is way better equipped for this kind of shit, so she's mostly just doing research for her own benefit. Because she can't keep up in Night City if she doesn't even know what's up.
Okay.
And that wasn't something that she ever particularly thought about when she first came here. Because she didn't give a shit what was up. She just she had her own thing that she was focused on doing. And especially with her life being nomadic before this, she's never really cared for silly politics before now. Now she has no choice. She can't leave.
Okay.
Other than that, she offers to help Tunes and Knuckles out whenever she can and gives them full use of her apartment, however Spartan it is, and probably cooks for them every night, just as a matter of hospitality, whether or not they recognize it or not.
Hold on just 1 second.
No worries.
I have to go this way. I just need something up for super fast. Here.
Or even just looking to see if the containers of mist and their aerosolizers are maybe being recycled from a different medication. Okay, back. Sorry.
Okay.
Glass of water.
No. You're fine. You're fine. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Let me get a D10 roll plus your library search.
Plus my library.
Yep, your library search.
It just completely went out of my head. I have a library search. That was the first one.
So your library search is 8.
Mm-hmm.
So just roll a D10.
D10 plus 8.
Yep. And tell me what you get. Remember, if you roll a 1, roll another D10 and subtract. If you roll a 10, roll another D10 and add.
Okay. Well, that was a 10.
Okay.
And then roll another D10.
Yep.
And that was a 9.
Okay, 19 plus 8 is 27. Okay. But what you're able to find out is starting with the containers themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The containers, they're made by General Plastics, which is a company that operates out of Atlanta. They are part of the NUSA, and they do have an operation out of somewhere in Watson, but they're generally just a plastics provider. They do everything from certain pieces of cybernetics to weapons parts to children's toys to medical paraphernalia.
Do they have any contracts with the medical paraphernalia that you were able to find?
Generally, yes, you did get, so what is it that you're exactly looking for?
Looking for any connection between either the aerosol or the container and a company that has a presence in the city.
Okay.
Because she thinks that this looks too professional, too uniform, and too large scale to just be a simple street drug.
Okay.
Especially with how the volume has turned critically upwards in just a matter of weeks. So she's looking to see if this plastics company has any contracts with any of the pharmaceutical companies in the city. If they do, and they could have a contract with every single one with how they are, she was just looking for any connections between like the actual containers of mist, like trying to see if they had been reused, like if they were originally a different medication, like albuterol for asthma, for example, and had just been refilled and resealed somehow.
Now, another thing that you did find during your search is while you were trying to figure out who General Plastics worked for, you noticed that they partnered with Mayan Pharmaceuticals, and Mayan Pharmaceuticals reported and you were looking at their information, and you found that they reported a gain after introducing an aerosol drug to the NUSA, and it's a combat stimulant that was well received, that the NUSA purchased in large quantities. Mayan Pharmaceuticals does operate out. They do have an office in the corporate zone.
Okay.
And they also are they're also one of the largest provider of chemicals, stimulants, and medical drugs to trauma team.
Okay. So she may have an in with them in this case. She can work herself up. That's her thought processes, by the way.
Okay. And a day has gone by. Go ahead and everybody's going to add 2 more hit points. You've healed 2.
Nice.
And then the next day, while you're ruminating on that, Knuckles approaches you, and he's like, "So, trauma team, huh?
Uh-huh.
So, have you thought about how we're going to get on a team?
I'm thinking about it. And I'm not thinking about joining someone else's team. I think we need to establish our own.
Do you know how to do that?
Not a damn clue, but I'm working on it.
Okay. You know, because you seem to be really passionate about this, and, you know, I want to help you out.
Well, I appreciate it, Knuckles, but I'm just trying to keep us alive.
Well, you're doing a good job.
Especially you and Tunes. You got dragged into this.
Well, you know, you're kind of paying me, so.
Sorry you cut out, Scott.
And Knuckles is like, well, you know, you're kind of paying me, so it's not really a bad thing. You know,
just because I'm paying you doesn't mean that you're obligated to fucking stay, Knuckles. Obviously, if you leave, you're probably gonna get killed, which is why we're staying together in the first place. But it's not just about money to me. It's really important for me to get on trauma team, like higher. We need to establish our own fucking team.
Yeah, I know, and you know,
I mean, hey, like once we establish our team, it won't be me paying you; it'll be trauma team.
You know, I've been down this road before, and against my better judgment, I like the two of you. So, you got that going for you.
I could say the same for you.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But you're reliable, and no matter what you think of yourself, I think you're a good dude. At least to me, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
We're good to each other. We're a good team.
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that, you know, pretty soon we stick this up. We keep going down the road we're going. I think pretty soon I might just get an invitation back to the afterlife again.
The afterlife?
Oh, you are so green. I forgot how green you are.
She just kind of blinks this whole time.
So, anything that happens in Night City, there are people in the afterlife that know that it's going to happen before it even happens. Nothing happens. It is the place where those of us that you know, let's just say the people that are there, they're the ones that truly run this city. They know everything before it even happens. And you've got to be a well-known edge runner to get into there.
Edge runner?
Yeah. You know, that's what they call people like us. You know, we're just, you know, we don't really follow any laws. We're out there getting stuff done. We're out there getting stuff done. We're making this city our own. There's a fixer there. Best fixer in all of Night City. She goes by the name of Rogue. I saw her once. That's the woman that I want. I want to do a job from her. Because once you do a job from her and you do it well, every fixer in the city is throwing you eddies.
How would we go about doing that?
We gotta get known. She doesn't work with just anybody.
Would this drama team thing help get us known, or are you thinking of doing something else?
I'm thinking we just keep doing what we're doing. Someone's gonna find us. Someone's gonna start coming to us. And when they come to us and give us jobs, oh yeah. We'll get known.
Sounds good to me. I mean, I think we've been rather splashy, if I do say so myself, but maybe not for Night City. I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Well, definitely I'll tell you one thing. We're on to something. And sooner or later, we're gonna know something. And when we know something, that's when we go to a fixer. Because they're gonna want to know what we know. And they're gonna be paying for that kind of information.
And hopefully have motivation to help keep us alive as well. Or lose access to that information.
Yeah. So you seem to know how the game is played. Don't play all your cards at once. All right.
Sound advice.
And finally, you hear and so while this conversation is going, let me. No, I'm not going to have you roll for it.
You're not going to have me what?
I'm not going to have you roll for this. You can see that tunes. You hear you hear the sound of hands, patting. First it starts with the smell of acrid, with the smell of an acrid smell, as if fires are burning.
Komodo slides her eyes over and is like, tunes?
You can see that she's got a look on her face of the utmost concentration, and she is and she's kind of patting her, she's waving her arm, patting her cyber deck down, and there's smoke coming out from it. And you can see that she has her virtuality goggles on, and you can see that there's smoke starting to come from them as well. And she has and you can see that blood is beginning to drip from her nose.
Tunes? She kind of says that out loud as she grabs a roll of gauze and just walks over and tries to catch some of the blood coming out of her nose, because she doesn't know, like, if she can just like take the goggles off, or if that'll kill her, or if this is going to kill her, or what. But she's seen her smoke once before and she didn't die.
She pushes you away with only one word: hellhound.
Is
And
there anything that I can do?
and Knuckles just kind of looks and goes, "Oh no."
Yeah. Kermit,
So
Moto just kind of looks at Knuckles and is like, I don't know what to do.
she's fighting this. Okay, I was with a net runner once, and fighting this stuff. I guess it's some type of like program that I don't know what they said. It was a hellhound. I don't know. I didn't see anything, but I know Toons is good. But one of them fried one of my a net runner I knew on the last on a run I did.
I don't know what to do to help her. Like, it's not like we can just rip her out.
Oh, that'll kill her.
Yeah. Fuck.
So about another minute goes by, and you know, she's wiping the blood from her nose. It is freely flowing out of her left nostril, and she wipes it on her skirt, shakes her head a little bit, readjusts her virtuality goggles a little bit, and you can see her frantically keying in things on her cyber deck. About another 5 minutes goes by, and she leans back in her chair, and her head is just kind of, and she leans back in the chair, her head falls back, and it's silence for about the longest 10 seconds of your life. Until you hear, I'm in.
Oh. Komodo heaves a sigh of relief from where she's standing next to Komodo with a fire extinguisher that she cannot see.
And she looks at you and says, "Oh, we're not going to need that anymore."
Okay.
Oh, I can see you. You just can't see what I see.
Okay. You'll need to explain some of this shit to me more sometimes too, so it's completely beyond my purview.
Yeah.
I understand biology, not tech.
And she holds up she's holding up the agent, and with a smile, and she lifts up her virtuality goggles as she's now jacked out of the agent, and she's just kind of like, "Oh, can I get one of those gauze pads, please?"
And Komodo immediately has the gauze pad immediately underneath her nose, and she's been hovering there this whole time trying to do that.
Yep, and you can also see blood starting to trickle from her eyes as well.
Can Komodo check her vitals with any of her equipment?
Sure can.
I don't know if her teleoptics can let her do that yet.
Teleoptics, again, no. Okay. You can zoom in.
Those are just zoom.
You can zoom in. You can see that, maybe instead of, maybe she might want to, invest in some pore strips or something. But other than that, it's not going to give you a medical readout. but it is great for shooting people.
Mm-hmm.
And she looks and she's like, "Oh, that hurts." It's like, "Oh, can you whip me up one of those things that you gave yourself?"
Yeah. I'll work on that.
Okay. So again, 6 plus a D10. I need you to get higher than a 13.
That was a 13.
Okay. That, you are able to, whip one up, and you shoot her with it, and you can see that she's automatically like, "Oh, that hit the spot." So, anybody want to order pizza?
Sure.
Cool. Who do you want? I think if we want to send it to someone, anyone want to send it to any of these contacts with Biotechnica? If she hands you this cracked agent.
Nice. Komodo, just kind of holds it, flips it back and forth, starts going through it. What did you find when you were in the net?
Well, generally, most of these agents, they only have, at most, a password, a password protection. I can crack one easily.
Mm-hmm.
But this one actually was protected by black ice.
Yeah, you did mention something about a hellhound.
Yeah. So, hellhounds. Basically, those are some of the worst types of black ice, because when they attack us in the net, it fries our equipment. And there's nothing worse than having your tech fried from the inside out.
Yeah, and it smelled like you were frying.
That's because I was.
I know. I'm asking if you are actually fried. Like, is there anything that I can do?
It just did. That, whatever you gave me, oh, that felt good.
That was just like a healing stem.
That hit. That is what I needed. But
As long as it didn't fry your brain. Because, sorry to tell you, there ain't shit that I can do for that.
Yeah. That's the downside of this job.
Yeah, like I can do some surgical procedures. Neurosurgery is not within my purview.
It's good. And so, who do you want to send a pizza to? Got some interesting names here.
Well,
let's
hear those names.
All right, you have one for a Lacey Chatburn. Let me use in the notes. If you go to your lower left hand your lower left hand of your screen, you should see a chat box.
Yeah. Okay.
That's one name. That's another.
What do we know about these two individuals? Or what do you know, I should say, Tunes?
Not a damn thing. Just to get those two, just to get that information, I had to hack some serious ice. So, obviously, these things are really important. But I can do some research and figure, and let's at least,
Let's try to get some information on these two, if there's any information.
Okay.
If there's not, that'll be information in of itself as well.
All right. This is going, again, are you going to do some research? Are you going to go over to your computer and start looking?
I was actually going to look at Tunes and is like, are you in any shape to help with this, or should I just handle what I can cursorily?
And she looks to you and says, I'm good.
Okay. Because you'd probably be faster at finding this information, honestly.
So Tunes is just kind of, you can tell that she puts her virtuality goggles back on. She's like, okay, so she's doing some searching on her own.
Mm-hmm.
Just, doing her thing.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, why don't I look up, let me see what I can find on this Zipper character, and can you do see what you can find just on the open web for this Lacey Chatburn?
That sounds like a good idea. I was thinking something like that would be better. Mononyms aren't a good sign and are much harder to research on the open web.
Yeah. And so
Komodo goes over to a computer.
Okay.
Knuckles, you're welcome to the couch while you wait.
Knuckles is in the kitchen, and he's you can see him just kind of he's going at a bag of kibble.
That tracks.
What
All right.
I'm going to need from you is roll a d10 plus your library search, which is an 8, and I need you to get a I'm gonna need a 17 or higher. Now, again,
That's straight off my bed.
now don't forget, you also have your luck points. You can use your luck points to add a +1 for every luck point that you roll. So say you're like this, and you're like, I really want to add, say, 4 luck points. You would get a +4 to your roll.
Yeah.
Just a mechanic reminder Not saying you have to. I'm just putting that out
I do appreciate the reminder because I almost completely forgot about them. Okay, come on. God damn it, just fucking roll. Well, that was a 2. So that'll be a 10.
So you rolled a 10 on your first try?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I rolled a 2.
Okay.
So for a total of 10.
Yeah, for a total of 10. Okay. So your first hour, you're doing research, you're just like it's like literally going into any corporation's front facing website.
Yeah.
If you don't know exactly what you're looking for or how to utilize the system, yeah, you didn't turn anything up in your first hour. Now, if you'd like to try again, it's still a DV-17.
Mm-hmm.
And if you want to burn,
yeah. How many luck points do I have? I don't see them on the sheet.
So you have 6.
Okay, that is good to know.
If you look at your stats, it's the fourth one from the bottom, in between will and move.
Oh. Yes. Okay. I always forget to look at those. I'm always looking at the other skills.
Oh, new character sheets and getting familiar with them takes time.
I think that was a 9. So that's a 17.
Okay. All right. What you find out is Lacey Chatburn is an executive for Biotechnica who is overseeing the Genesis project, which is a product the Genesis project is using genetically modified seeds that are able to grow in irradiated dirt.
Interesting. Especially for the corp. Is she particularly high in management?
She is the senior executive for the project.
Okay. What about within the company?
It's it's much like any, you can see like these it's just got The thing is, it actually does. Uh, I don't know. One second.
No worries.
That's the picture that comes up.
Okay.
So you actually do have a photograph of Lacey Chatbird.
If it's possible, I was going to save that photo.
Okay, yeah, you can. It's like anything. You can, you can save it. You can save the photo.
Yeah. She's gonna save a copy of that.
Okay. But that is, and you can, now there is you do have contact information. You do have an office number. It's a 1-888 number.
Okay. So generic.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Is certainly useful. Been able to find anything yet, Tunes?
So, and Tunes sticks her head up and she's like, "Hey, Knuckles. Yeah. When you were at the afterlife, did you ever run into a fixer by the name of Zipper?" Doesn't sound familiar. Okay. The only thing that I can find is that this is a fixer that is affiliated with Biotechnica. And does, and I don't know how to get a hold of them. But I think I might know someone who does.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who would
And
that be?
that would be, on just one second, I gotta go back through my notes. That would be Nightshade. She's a fixer that runs out of the last round. She might be able to get us in contact.
Either of you up for having a Mai Tai?
You know what? I think before we go on another adventure, we should probably get our gear fixed.
That is a very good point.
You know, I don't know about you, but I don't think I need to get my gear fixed. And I did get a hold of a buddy, and they'll I got a lead on a night market that's happening.
You did?
Yeah.
Fantastic. When?
It's gonna be tomorrow night. It's gonna be at the top floor of a parking garage in Watson.
Okay. Are you getting your stuff fixed there and just waiting until then, or?
Yeah, I think we should get our stuff fixed. 'Cause I need to get some repairs. We need to also get rid of some stuff, and that's the place to do it.
Yeah, I mean, my armor's completely shot to shit. And it's gonna be about as useful as wet tissue paper next time someone aims a gun at me.
Yeah. You think of what I'm thinking?
Yeah.
I'm thinking a trip to Watson.
Unfortunately.
All right. What we're going to do, and we're going to go ahead and we're going to fast forward time.
Mm-hmm.
Unless there's anything else that you would like to do here.
I think I'm good here.
Okay. All right.
I know I usually want to do something last minute, but I think I'm good this time.
Okay. Well, we're just going to do this.
No.
The night market. So Knuckles leads you to this place, and I forgot it. In true transparency, I wrote everything down. I forgot to build a map last night.
That's fine. We've played without maps before.
Yes, yeah, I know.
For a long time. I think we can manage.
Yeah. So, as he leads you to this, the cab lets you out about 3 blocks away from this establishment, and Knuckles says, "Look, these things are super secretive. These things are hard to get into. Just be cool, right?" And what you see is Knuckles is carrying two really big, two of his big duffel bags with him, and you can hear the clinking of metal on metal, and you can also kind of hear the sound of a bunch of plastic things just kind of rattling around as well. As he's just carrying them, he's like, "Look, whatever happens here, stay cool. We'll watch each other's back. I got a whole bunch of stuff to unload, and because we're not coming empty-handed, it'll be easier for us to get in, because we're not technically invited."
Okay.
These things are invite only. But I think I got something that will get us through the door.
Do you care to share it with the class, or are you just going to leave it as a surprise?
Everything we picked up the other night.
That'll do it.
And so, he kind of leads you, and there's two people that are smoking cigarettes, and as you guys are walking up, they both flick their cigarettes, and their hands go to their weapons. They're not drawn, but you can definitely tell as they reach in underneath their jackets that those are guns, that they're holding on to something. And Knuckles is like, "Hey, we're here to sell, and we also need to do some trading." And they're having a conversation back and forth. It's that, we don't want to let you in, but we might let you in based on what you got. And
yeah,
there's some talk, there's this, there's some that. Knuckles opens up one bag, and the guys look in, and they're just like rolling their eyes. He opens up another bag, and you can tell that, one of them, their eyes go wide. And obviously a deal was made, because Knuckles hands one of the bouncers 5 dispensers of mist. Zips up his bags, and he's like, "All right, we're good to go. Let's go."
Komodo just kind of nods politely at the two of them, but otherwise doesn't acknowledge them as she walks past.
Okay. And as you go up to the 5th floor of this parking lot, on the top floor, it literally is if it's shut down. Like, the whole place is, like, the 5th floor, the top floor is shut down. There are definitely guards. They're like, they're talking. They know that this group is good to get in. They let you pass, and when you go up, it's literally almost like a market. There are 5 vans, and they're parked kind of cattywampus from each other. There's strings of lights that is lit, strings of Christmas lights, of just kind of decorative lights, just enough to give this. It is almost a festive fair. There's actually the smell of real cooked meat. There's, for the first time in a long time, you're hearing kids laughing as they're running around playing. You hear generally people having a good time. Something
Komodo feels at home.
Yeah. It's almost as if there's this festive, that there's this festiveness going on. But there's, everyone knows that this is happening in Night City. And in Night City, anything can change at the blink of an eye. You can see a whole bunch of well-armed men that are looking out, well-armed men and women that are looking out, providing security. You can see several, you can see several net runners that are locked into the net that are monitoring different things. And if you listen closely, you can hear the sound of a drone way up in the sky that might be looking for, that might be out on the lookout for a Night City air patrol. But in the time of the red, this is where business happens. This is how business happens in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
The days of the mega store are gone. All right. And from one of the vans, you hear some rather familiar music coming from it.
Firebrand?
Yep, it's a mashup of ska and dubstep.
Okay. Are they in that van, or
Well,
is their music just being played?
you're going to have to go and find out.
Yeah, Komodo's gonna wander off. She feels relaxed and at home and familiar with the kind of vibe of this place in a way that she hasn't been familiar with Night City ever since she got here.
This is kind of like the street markets from where you grew up.
Yeah.
This is kind of like, wow, I'm home. I know this. I feel comfortable here.
Mm-hmm. The smell of meat, just everything. It's relaxing for her. In a way that she didn't know that she wasn't even relaxed before.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't think anything about it. She just approaches the van.
Okay. And you can hear...
It's like, firebrand?
And the closer that you get, you can hear the sound of something, maybe a torch on metal, but you can see from the other side of the van that sparks are hitting the floor, that there are sparks coming out. And as you come around, you see a familiar face. Chucky. The electronic drum, the drummer for Firebrand is right now welding together some plates on on some armor and you can tell that this well armed solo that's just kind of standing there, and surprisingly he's kind of grooving to the music, even though it's horrible trash. that solo seems to like it.
Hey, you can't account for taste, and just because it's a terrible song doesn't mean it can't be groovy.
It has a good beat.
That's funny. Komodo doesn't disturb either of them. She just kind of leans against the side of the van and observes for a minute.
Okay. Well, this goes on.
Since,
okay. And
you're probably going to talk to him about fixing their armor.
Okay. And you can hear him. He's kind of like humming along, tapping his foot. Hitting it with a quick torch here, quick torch there. It's like hitting it with a hammer. Boom, boom, boom. And he's like, this hands Solo looks at it. And he's like, hits it a couple times, flicks it, like, yep, that'll do. And he tosses a cred chip over. And Chucky's like, all right, man, I will see you next time. And you know what? Watch out for them armor-piercing rounds. They go through that stuff.
That's true. Komodo's kind of looking Solo up and down, and it's like, may I, before you leave, just one simple question: where did you get your equipment?
And the guy looks to you and says, is there something I could do for you, lady?
We're desperate. I'm desperately in need of upgrading my armor, and she'll hold up the one that has the hole in the chest. So I was just wondering if where you got yours. If it's too much, that's fine. I'll leave you alone, sir.
I got mine from the Fourth Corporate War.
It tracks. I wasn't here.
Yeah, well, it's okay. But here's the thing. You know what? There's occasion. I bet you, if you're looking for some better armor, if you go over there, and he points to a van. It's a black van. And it's a black van, and it's got a big 6 painted on it. He's like, I'll bet if you go over to that van, they may have something you're looking for.
Okay, thank you.
You are welcome. And, he does give you a long glance. I do hope to be seeing you again.
I'm sure you will.
And he just kind of walks off. He's like, and you hear, hey, Komodo, is that you?
Chucky?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it is me.
How you doing?
I've been better. You?
Well, this is kind of like my thing when I'm not, providing the beats that change the world for a firebrand.
Yeah, I had absolutely no idea.
Well, so
I wish I'd known beforehand.
Well, yeah, I mean, I hear you.
Obviously, but I get it.
Oh yeah. So like, you got something for me to do? Because the armor looks like shit.
Yeah, it does. But I think I may just end up needing to replace mine. But Knuckles.
And Knuckles comes over. He's like, yeah.
You think you could repair his armor? She says to Chucky.
Oh, heck yeah. And he takes off his armor, hands it to him, and he starts working. Like, don't worry. Let me get your creds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
And he's like, he looks at you and Toons, and he's like, stay here. giving you that stay here kind of look.
Mm-hmm.
And he's gone. And he is gone for about 40 minutes.
Shit.
And when he returns, he doesn't have any bags on him. But he's like, ladies, here you go. Don't spend it all in one place. And he hands you each a cred chip.
Oh. Well, thank you, Knuckles. Aren't you just a gentleman?
Yeah, I know. I took my cut, but
I would expect nothing less.
when you bring in what we brought in, oh yeah, we just made some serious money.
How serious?
Look on the cred chip.
Komodo just looks at the cred chip.
You've got 800 credits on it.
All right. Not bad.
Now, then he pays for his repairs, and he's just kind of and he's meandering off. Toons Toons meanders off. She's headed towards another van that's selling fresh produce.
And Komodo is going to look around for any van that might have medical stuff, like equipment, whatever.
There is you see one van. It is it's actually an old it's an old ambulance.
Okay.
And there's an older woman who's sitting in the back, and she's wearing this old uniform that said NCT, and you can see it says under NCT it said Night City Trauma.
Komodo takes a breath and walks over. Hello?
Hello, darling. How can I help you? I think everybody from this night market is Southern, too.
I'm sorry, you cut out there, Scott.
I just said, and and everybody from this night market is Southern, too. 'Cause it seems to be the only accent I can do.
Yeah.
Bunch of Southern belles. Hello.
Just up the bells. Hi. Well, how are you this evening?
Darling, I'm just, I'm here. I'm great. Well, what about you? You look like you've seen some brighter days.
Indeed, I have, ma'am.
Now, what can I do for you?
Were you on trauma team at one point?
Oh, so I was on what was called Night City Trauma. We basically were. It was before the time of trauma team.
Okay.
She's older,
Mm-hmm.
but still very physically fit. She's got that. She's got the mature body of a woman who has really kept herself on the cusp of physical fitness.
Komodo extends her hand and just says, "It is a pleasure to meet a fellow medic."
And she returns your handshake, and she's like, "Well, good. What are you looking for?" "I got stems. I've got, and she's pulling all this stuff out. She's got stems. She's got a couple of cryo generators. She has a couple surgical kits. She has and she's like, "Or is there something particular that you need?"
Well, I mean, since you pulled it out, I'll definitely take a surgical kit from you.
Okay.
Do you know, or do you have access to any sort of pharmaceutical equipment? Like production equipment, not the product.
And she pulls out an air hypo. She pulls out this kit, and in it is it's a kit to put your concoctions in an air hypo, and there are 3 of them. Is this what you're looking for? Or
looking for something that can analyze pharmaceuticals.
Oh, so you're looking for high-tech equipment. Yeah, she's not going to have that.
Or just something like a microscope, really.
A microscope? Yeah, she has a microscope.
Okay. Yeah, she'll definitely take a microscope.
Okay, so you take a microscope. Are you going to take any of the chemicals that she has?
She'll definitely grab several of the stems, at least one each for herself, Knuckles and Toons.
Okay. So what she has is she has the chemicals. You can get the chemicals at for 80 eddies or euro dollars for the chemicals to make it, or you can buy a pre-made. She has 3 antibiotics, 2 speed heals, and 4 detox. All of those are 100 eddies each, or the chemicals to make them at 60 eddies each, euro dollars a piece for the chemicals to make them. So already put together, they're more expensive than just the chemicals.
Yeah. Komodo's just going to purchase the chemicals themselves.
Okay. All right. So
the surgical kit and the microscope again.
Okay. Let me just go ahead and let's put my calculator really quick. Now, the microscope is going to be 40 euro dollars. And how many chemicals do you want? So you can say you want. I'm not a chemist, so if you say you want chemicals for like 2 speed heals and 2 detox, that would be that's what I mean. I don't know what the actual chemicals themselves would be.
Yeah. I don't either, so I will just take. Yeah, that actually sounds good. The speed heals and detox.
So altogether, that will come out to 360 euro dollars.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
And then said you wanted to go and look at the armor.
Yes.
Up. Okay.
So headed to van 6.
Yeah. So the van, it's actually a different van. It's not van 6. It's got a big 6 on the side. And when you get there, there's three people. One man, two women, all of them wearing fatigues of the NUSA Army, and all of them have a 6 tattooed on their body. And I'm not going to have you roll, you know that they are members of the 6th Street Gang.
And do you have any armor for sale?
Do we have armor? Do we have armor? Of course we have armor. What you looking for? And one of the ladies opens up the back of the van, and there is, you can see that they have several light armor jacks, 2 medium armor jacks, and 1 heavy armor jack. Plus some flak jackets and several bulletproof shields and a whole bunch of guns.
Okay. Flak jacket.
Okay.
Just a moment. I need to look that up. I don't remember what it is.
Okay. So the flak jacket, all right, that's going to up your armor to 15, but it's also going to give you a -4 to reflexes, dexterity, and move.
Okay.
And that is on page 350 of the core rule book.
Yeah, I was trying to go through the rule book.
Yeah, it's on page 350.
Thank you. Okay. They don't have any bodysuits.
No. Things that are like very expensive and luxury in this game, they are ultra rare. All right.
She'll just buy a new set of light armor jack.
Okay. So that's gonna run you 100 eddies.
So that'll be all right. What kind of weapons do they have?
Okay. I'm glad you asked. So they've got couple machetes. They have several baseball bats that have railroad spikes punched through them. They have they do have several Die Lung Streetmaster pistols and several Federated Arms 9mm pistols.
They have 9mm and what was
the other one's it's 9mm too. The Die Lung is just it's a poor weapons quality. So what that means is if you roll a 1, it jams or breaks.
Okay.
what is it that you're actually looking for? Because you got some sweet weapons. Especially that shotgun. But they do have ammo as well.
Okay. Are any of the shotguns that they have, are any of the weapons that they have better than what she currently has, is what she's looking for?
Hold on just 1 second. Hop over to your character. So, got a Militech Ronin and a Fed Arm shotgun. No, they're about equal to.
Okay. I think she's gonna get one of the pistols.
Okay.
Just as something smaller and more concealed.
Okay. So, what are...
And then replenish the ammo.
Okay. So... Okay, so... Are you going with... Are you going with, just your basic ammunition?
Do they have armor piercing?
They do. They actually do have armor piercing.
Okay.
And that is now where your basic ammunition is is 100 eddies for 20 rounds.
Mm-hmm.
Your armor piercing is 100 eddies for 10 rounds.
Okay. In which case we're gonna go ahead and just forget about the pistol.
Okay.
I'll just focus on better firepower with what we already have.
Okay. So
she'll get armor piercing rounds for the Ronin.
Okay, so and I think the Ronin is your yeah.
So rifle.
Yeah, it's yeah. So how many rounds do you want to pick up?
Let's just be conservative with 10 for now,
Okay.
because I want to buy more for the shotgun, but I don't know what ammunition they have for that.
So
if they have anything interesting.
No, you just get shells or slugs.
Okay. How much are those?
100 for 20.
Okay. Then she'll get 20 slugs
Okay.
for the shotgun, and then she'll put the rest of it into armor piercing rounds for the Ronin.
Okay. So now so that's, and how many rounds of armor piercing do you want? Because 10 is 100.
Let's go with 20.
Right? So you started out with 800 credits. You've now spent 660.
Okay.
Which leaves you 140.
Perfect. Is there anything else in the night market that might catch Komodo's eye? Like,
you do see Toons munching on some type of meat on a stick, holding some type of this one, it's a hot pink halter top with kind of like multicolored beads that would hang around the waist, and she's kind of showing that off to Knuckles, and Knuckles is giving her the kind of the shaking his hand like kinda maybe, and then she holds up then she puts that down and she picks up it looks almost like a metal bikini top, and with a little bit of chainmail that comes down, and that you can tell that the pink one definitely had more chest coverage, but this metal one has a little bit less, and Knuckles is giving her 2 thumbs up with a big smile.
Of course. Komodo walks around so that he can come up behind Toons and tries to sneak a bite from her kebab.
Okay. Well, you know what? Okay. I want you to roll let's see.
Just like a friendly, oh, that's delicious kind of thing.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're trying to do. Give me a D10 plus your cool.
Plus my what?
Cool.
Cool?
Yes.
Oh. Oh no. Moto's not cool, she's a bitch. That'll be a 12.
That'll be a 12?
Yes.
Okay. So as you're trying to come up behind her and take a bite, she moves the meat stick, and you get a bite, but it's not like a good one, and you get meat juice all over your face. And whatever the sauce is, smells delicious. And Toons turns around really quickly, sees that it's you, and starts laughing.
Moto kind of laughs too. She wipes at some of the juice on her face and is like, that was delicious.
And she points over to the place that's making it, that's right next to the place with fresh vegetables. And Toons reaches into her bag, and she hands you an apple.
Holy shit. Hell yeah. She takes a bite of the apple.
It is absolutely delicious. It is sweet. It is crunchy. There's that little bit of bitterness to it, but this is a real, live, actual apple.
Very lewd noises as she is eating this apple. Oh, she loves it. And then she's like, so I we went clothes shopping?
Oh yeah. I loved it. I would like, I'd like to look good, and you know, and so she's, like, boom, this is what I'm gonna get.
Do you have any advice for me?
And
That does not include an armor bikini.
and she's looking, and she kind of looks to Knuckles. Knuckles kind of looks to her, and they're both kind of looking, and on just one second, they both go and grab they both reach for the same shirt, and when their hands touch, and they giggle at each other, but they pull out a black shirt for you. And just here. And this is what the shirt says.
Yes.
All right.
Perfect. Komodo, let's have a laugh.
As all three of you are laughing, she hands you the shirt.
Fantastic.
And she's like, "That's my gift to you."
Thank you, Toons.
As she
I got a gift for both of you guys, in the form of chemicals. So we are set in case anything bad happens to anybody.
All right. And so as the sound of laughter and the smells of meat, I think this is a good time just to pull back. And let's go ahead and cut it here. Mainly because it is going on. It's getting a little bit late here, and my kids are bugging me for dinner.
Yeah, I was just thinking about getting up and making myself something.
Yeah. I think this is a good place to go ahead and cut it for the night. It was, we got some information and had some good RP.
Yes.
All right. Well, once again, thank you for listening. If you've made it this far, please like, and if you didn't like what you heard, share it with someone that you don't like. All right. Thank you very much. Have a great night.